It's good to see you again, and this is our first in person. We've done virtual before.
Okay.
So I guess that makes the degree for other friends even closer because I'm actually here with you.
Okay.
You hear that all the time.
I do, but you play the game any way you want.
There it is. The accent. I'm from Texas. You nailed it. As this character, did you practice? Did you study video? What did you do to?
Yeah, both of those things. I've done New Orleans before, but it had been quite a few years, and I went down to New Orleans and spent some time down there, and then rented a car and kind of drove up through Mississippi. I was doing something else that was also taking place in the South, so I kind of came up through that part and headed up to Asheville and just stopped in pawn shops and bought old guitars and stuff like that.
But even your mannerisms, very Texas-like. And you would obviously the character, but I was like, okay, you got this.
Uh-huh.
A lot of nods to Hollywood in this film. We were at Grauman's last night for the world premiere. There's a scene in the film. How does that make you feel? And people dream of having that world premiere at the famous Chinese theater. Do you? Okay, I'm going to get more on that laugh in a second. I want to hear about that. But how did this role make you reflect on your career even? Did you give it thought it's again with the nods to Hollywood?
I found it very satisfying to be in a movie inside of a movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that mirror because I think it's there's great accuracy there. There's also diplomacy, and it's also quite tongue-in-cheek. So I thought that was a nice combination to play. I really liked the role. I really liked her on the page. I thought she would be fun. And she was even more fun when I was doing her because I think I walked away from the part and I thought Liz Bender was so easily accessible for me that I feel that I could bring her out in my life a lot more often, particularly when I'm taking meetings in Hollywood. So yeah,
That's good.
she's a very satisfying person to play because she's actually just hyper honest and
Yes.
and unapologetically honest. I think we over apologize a lot in general, and it's a little bit tiring. So it was quite freeing to just not have that extra layer of behavior. She doesn't have that. So
It was fun though because we're in LA, we're in Hollywood at the Grauman's, and people were laughing at some of the lines. I'm not ruining anything, but lines about the agents and things like that. And the snickering. It was like, you were there. Okay, tell me about the smile when I mentioned Grauman's Chinese and having a world premiere there. And
Well, I mean, it's the scene. There's a scene in the movie that takes place there,
Yes.
and the what do you call them? Characters, but the characters are hanging out on Hollywood Boulevard, dressed as the various. That's it. I mean, it was just the perfect place to have it. In fact, somebody from A24, I think, told me that when Ty first was making the movie, he said to them, "We have to have the premiere at the Chinese theater," and they followed through. So yeah, it was cool.
he said bucket list before he brought you all out on stage last night, and that makes me excited. I'm not even in the movie. Okay, most important question I'm going to ask: do you like? I've never asked you this. Do you like scary movies? I'm a chicken.
yeah,
Do you really?
No, I'm a chicken. I'm a
Okay.
chicken like you. I'm in your little coop.
I love it. My mom loves scary movies.
Really?
But when I get a horror film, to me, it's like riding the roller coaster. When you get done with the roller coaster, that your stomach, but at the end, you're like, did it. What about you? Do you like scary horror? You do.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I do, and I'm always kind of surprised. I'm always surprised when people don't. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the one. I think that's the one genre that people will say, "No, I just don't do that." You know what I mean? Like if you said, "Oh, I cannot watch a romantic comedy." I mean, who would say that? You'd be sort of like an asshole, right? You'd go, "There's no." Of course, you can watch a romantic comedy, right? But with horror, it's fine. You could say, "I don't watch them." I have so many like I've been in a bunch of horror movies.
Yeah, you have.
And I've had so many friends, family members, whatever, say, "Nah, I can't watch that." I'm like, really? You think does it feel that real? I guess it does, and I guess that's the job, right? To make people feel something, and if they feel like turning it off or covering their eyes, you're doing your job
We're
right.
not all as brave as you.
It's not that brave.
But I think it's like for me, it's like it goes in my body. When it works, it's like my whole body is responding to it. It's more about like, can I go to sleep at night? Will it haunt me? I have great respect for the performances in horror, which is why I've made myself watch a lot of them. But they feel high threat. I once had a friend tell me, actually it was a costume standby on a film years ago. I said, what are you watching at the moment? She said, low threat content. Because she was going through a really stressful period of her life. And I thought, that's really kind of how it, yeah.
Also, people respond differently to different level. Like some people are fine with blood, but don't like torture. Some people don't like, like that, or they'll, I mean, if you even look at a movie like Maxine, you could probably, I mean, there's a couple of set pieces of horrible stuff that happens. Everybody might have a different reaction to all of them. Although I can pretty much guarantee which one men will react to the most.
And we did.
Without going into detail.
Thanks again. Seriously, congrats. It's just a lot of fun. Like I heard everybody, the reaction in the audience was great. Good to see you, brother. All right, take care.
Nice to see you.